Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Chrissy and welcome to Chrissy's Language Corner, where I show you all my tips and tricks on how I learned languages over the years. But before we get into today's topic, I owe you guys a huge apology. I mean, like, huge. I've been away for almost 2 months, and that's not okay. That's not cool. Work has been crazy. I work in the medical field. I'm a housekeeper, and it can get really hectic at times. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and just overall, it can be a lot. So I'm not saying I gave myself a break. I just couldn't find the time to film videos, but I was always thinking of ideas. So the ideas were flowing, but I just couldn't find the mental space to create them in a peaceful and loving manner. And for that, I am so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. Like, this is the best that I could do. I'm not like, I'm just really sorry, guys. And I'm gonna try my best to stay on top of these videos and get content out to you guys as much as I can. But yeah, so today's topic, we're talking about immersion, and I have a couple of tools that I want to share with you that's going to help you with your Japanese learning journey if you are a visual learner. Immersion is something that I've been using for almost 10 years when studying this language. It started out just watching anime, and then I started listening to the music, and then I started watching TV shows in subtitles, and then, you know, I just started reading the manga in Japanese. These are a couple of my favorite mangas that I used to read back in the day when I was a kid. A lot of these were at my school library, and a lot of them I kind of discovered over time. I used to watch Zatch Bell when I was a kid, Inuyasha. I got introduced to Fruit Basket in middle school, and then I stumbled across School Rumble at that time as well. But these are just examples I'm going to share throughout the video. So if you're interested in knowing the resources I use, because it's not just these, stay tuned. I guess since we already have the mangas out, let's get the mangas out the way. This is how I use mangas as an immersion tool for learning Japanese. It's quite simple, actually. When looking for a manga that's in Japanese, the one thing you need to look for is familiarity, meaning a show that you've already watched in English. And the reason why I have these series out is because these are quite popular amongst people that the generation I grew up with. I know a lot of the people that were into anime back in the day are very, very familiar with Inuyasha. They're very familiar with Fruit Basket, School Rumble, and Zatch Bell. They're all classics in my eyes. So the reason why I have these out today is because I wanted to give you guys some familiarity when searching for your manga, so it can help you learn Japanese. Another thing you want to look for when looking for a manga to help you with your Japanese is always look for manga with furigana in it. So I'm just going to flip through a random page, and I know I'm going to be guaranteed some furigana. Now you're probably wondering, what is furigana? Furigana is the hiragana that is next to the kanji, because when you're reading manga, you're gonna run into kanji. But the best thing about reading mangas like these, you're going to see the hiragana next to it. So not only will you be studying the language and studying words in kanji, but you're also going to familiarize yourself with the structures of the sentences. And if you're familiar with the manga that you're reading, meaning you've already watched the series, you've watched the movies, you're familiar with how they speak and everything, it's going to be a walk in the park for you when studying and reading these mangas. And plus, it's fun. Usually these are for people that are visual learners, and these are people who have already watched the TV shows, they've read the manga in English. And it's also a plus if you have the English version to these mangas right next to the Japanese version, so that you can compare notes and learn some new sentences and phrases. But yeah, manga is a very good first introduction into immersion. It's quite easy. They're very inexpensive. Like, I got most of these books off of eBay for like $5 or $6, depending on how rare they are. Now, this one was a bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie, because it's very hard to find. But Inuyasha, Fruit Basket, all these other books here, they cost me less than $10. So you shouldn't have any problem finding mangas online, especially as old as these. eBay is your best friend. So let's go to the next category of immersion, which is my favorite. It's music. And if you're interested in anime, you're gonna also love this too. Alright, so another one of my favorite tools I like to use for immersion is Japanese music. I remember discovering this site called animelyrics.com. I was first introduced to this when looking up the lyrics for an anime called Blood Plus. And I was trying to memorize the lyrics so bad because I couldn't understand the pronunciation. But I found this website, and as you could see, they're labeled with anime lyrics, J-pop lyrics, game lyrics, and other categories. So if you're into games, like Japanese games, they also have that as well. This is the website. It's called Anime Lyrics, and I'm going to randomly think of the song that pops up in my head. So I'm gonna click B. It's so hard to do with one hand. Okay, B. And then I love Bleach. I love the anime Bleach. I've been a Bleach watcher since I was a kid. And yeah, I'm gonna click that. And the first song that I always tend to, oh crap, what's going on here? There we go. So the first song I always tend to gravitate to, like always, is anything from Asian Kung Fu Generation. I love that band. I truly do love that band. So After Dark is one of my favorite songs in the series. Sorry if the camera is a little wonky. I'm literally holding it with my hand. So I don't have a tripod. This is just me talking off the riff, no script. So this is me doing this raw. So as you can see, you have the lyrics. They also have the music video somewhere. I think there's a music video for this, but either way, you could always look up the music video on YouTube. But look at the comparison. So the reason why I love this site is not only can I view it with the kanji and the hiragana and katakana, but I also like to use this as a way to practice my hiragana and katakana translation. So what I do is I would print out the page, and then I would try to translate it in only hiragana and katakana, and then later I would go to the kanji page, and then I would see if I got it right. So as you can see, there's some kanji in there. So of course I'm not going to get the kanji, but I might get the hiragana and katakana in it. I don't know if that's making any sense, but if you're just interested in oh, and there's the video. See, the video's right there. So let me go back and show you what I really love about this. So again, they have the English translation, they have the Romaji, and I know Romaji tends to get a bad rep in the language learning community, especially in Japanese, but in my opinion, I really do enjoy Romaji. It was the first thing that I was introduced when looking up lyrics such as this. I don't have an issue with Romaji. If anything, it helps me understand the words more clearly. But of course, you don't want to just rely on it completely, because if you go to Japan, you're not going to see Romaji when you're looking at the bus stop or you're looking at the train station. So I think it's a great place to start. And the method that I use when using this site is I grab a sheet of paper and I try my best to translate it in only hiragana and katakana. It's honestly helping me practice my hiragana and katakana at the same time. So again, you can go on other websites and find lyrics to these, but this is an OG, like this is a classic. Anyone that knows this site, any anime watcher, manga reader, you know, we know this site. This is a legend in our lives. Now, I may be overhyping this because it's a pretty old website, but this website is very dear to my heart. So yeah, the next topic we're going to be talking about is one of also my favorites, and that's anime. So if you're interested, let's go to the next one. All right, so another website I like to use when studying Japanese, if you're an anime watcher, you probably might like this too, and you've probably already heard of it, but it's called Animelon. And basically, it's a site where you can watch anime and learn your Japanese at the same time. So they already have a video here. I'm not gonna click that. If you're interested in this site, again, I highly recommend it. I think they still update this site. It looks pretty old, but don't, yeah, they probably do, because I see the X follow, the new version of Twitter. So I think they probably still update this website. But if you go to this website and you click on the video, you'll see a great demo video on how you can utilize this website for your Japanese learning experience. And as you can see, we have a couple slides here on the website where you're able to create a word bank with this site, and you can make an account and everything, and you can write down your notes and stuff. And I just think it's a really nice website to go to. Again, this is for people that are visual learners or people that just want to have fun, and they see anime as a great way to learn the language without having it to be boring, because it can get boring at times. I'm not gonna lie, learning Japanese is a lot. It could be tedious. Some people might like it, but some people, like myself, we like the visual stuff. We want to know, what are we doing this for? So again, this is a pretty good site. I highly recommend it. And yeah, I highly recommend it. It's free. The site before is also free, so you don't have to worry about, breaking the bank. And again, you can always change the settings and stuff to your likeness so that you can customize it and stuff. It's a pretty good site. It's a really good site. I haven't used it in a minute, but this is what I used to use back in the day. And if I don't have my tools, such as my textbooks and not internet, of course I'm gonna need internet to use this, but like the tools that I have now, if I didn't have any of the tools, this is where I would go. And then of course I'll have a trusty notebook. You always have to have a notebook, always. A notebook to write down your notes when studying languages such as Japanese. But yeah, so check out the website, and if you are someone who's familiar with this website, please leave your comment below on what you think about this site, and if it has helped you, put down in the comments and let us know. Like, this is a community where we share our experiences when learning this language, and not just this language, but all languages, you know what I mean? So yeah, another great website that I used back in the day. It's pretty old, but definitely gets the job done. So I have 2 more things I want to introduce to you, and they are apps, and I love them. Oh my God, let's head to the next part of the video, okay? Okay, so now we're on the iPad. And you don't necessarily have to have an iPad for this. You can have an Android. I think these apps support Android too, but I have an iPad. So 2 of the apps that I'm going to be using with my immersion, and again, this app is very close to my heart. This is the app I always go back to whenever I'm starting back learning Japanese again, and it's these two. These 2 apps are really good. I've actually used this app for almost 9 years of my Japanese experience, and they sent me a little notification saying, hey, it's your 9th year anniversary. I was like, oh, that's sweet, that's cute. But yeah, these 2 are really good apps. Now there are plenty of other great apps that you can use for studying and reading Japanese, but I always go back to my trusty apps that I know I'm always learning something new. But this one in particular, the Pibo app, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Pibo app is literally a library for children's Japanese book. Let me flip that so you can see a little bit here. Yeah, so these are all free. These are all children's books. They're the cutest books you will ever see. And when you click on the books, not only are you able to read it, but you're going to have someone read it for you. So not only are you reading the book, but you're also hearing the pronunciation of each word. And most of them are in hiragana and katakana. You might have a few that's in, kanji, but there's always going to be some sort of furigana in the mix because they're children's books. And even though children in Japan are introduced to kanji at a very early age, you know, they got to start with the basics first. Just like you and I, we got to start with the basics first. So these books are they're vibrant, they're colorful, they catch your attention, and there's endless possibilities with these books, and it's free. The app is 100% free. This is the app that I've went to over and over again whenever I would start back studying Japanese. And if you're a mother or a father, or if you're a guardian and you're interested in teaching your children Japanese and you want to start them off, you know, with some children books, this is also a great option as well. Because we all know the iPad kids, you know, they like their iPads. So why not put something on their iPad that actually can teach them something, you know, teach them some Japanese, you know, phrases and words. Just a thought, just throwing it out there, right? But yeah, this is another favorite of mine. So I'm going to show you the next one now. One moment. All right, so we're back to the main page. So this app I'm going to introduce to you is called Tudai Japanese, and I'm going to click in there and show you what it is. Yep, and there it is. No thank you, but this is them showing me the notification of me being a member for 9 years. I didn't expect this to pop up when it did. I got a notification about it like 2 or 3 days ago and I didn't open it up, but yeah. So we have a lot of information in here that can help you with your Japanese. And again, this app is always updated. It's always updated. So not only are you getting local news on Japan, but you're getting their perspective on it. And there are lessons for JLPT, there's a dictionary, there's videos. You're getting a lot of information on this app. Now I think there is like a unlocked version where you can purchase certain things on the app and you can get a better experience, but I don't use that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will find my news on YouTube and I will watch it there. But you have your audio, you can analyze stuff here. Again, you have your lessons, and if you are interested in taking the JLPT and you want a little more realness in your experience when studying this language, you can use this as well. Again, since you're a beginner, you can always customize it to your liking. So if you are someone that's a little uncomfortable with the kanji and you want some furigana on top, you have that here. So this is a pretty good app, and it's free. It's free. The apps that I've introduced to you so far in this video are free. But yeah, this is just a short little clip of this, because again, it's very self-explanatory on what this app is. It's an app where you're reading news articles from today's topics in Japan that are talking about topics that are going on here. So they have their own versions of what they think about what's going on here. And I think if you are trying to familiarize yourself with Japanese, you have to also get yourself involved. You don't have to get yourself involved in the politics, but just, you know, read what's going on. Because that's the point of immersion, guys. When you're learning and you're learning the Japanese and you use immersion as a tool, not only are you learning how to speak the language, you're also learning the people, you're learning the traditions, you're learning the ways. And I don't want this video to be too long, because I could introduce you to a whole plethora of reading materials that will help you understand, you know, Japanese people. But I like to talk to them face to face or even online, so I can get their perspectives, right? So with apps like this, you're practicing your reading, you're getting an understanding of what's going on their stuff. Yeah, but this is a really great app, and I highly recommend you getting it. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I just wanted to also apologize again for the long absence. I know that my channel is pretty small and people don't pay attention to what's going on here, but I know there are some that do, and I appreciate you guys. And I also wanted to share something with you guys too. So because I was having such a fucked up couple of weeks, something brightened my day during that time, and I had to share it with you guys. So one thing about me, I love One Piece. I started watching One Piece back in the day when it first came to the US. I've seen One Piece have their highs and lows in production, graphics, voice actors. I am someone that advocates for dub. I do love watching One Piece dub. So if you are that person who is very sensitive to that, I am sorry. I can't listen to certain characters in sub on One Piece. I just can't. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I got something in the mail that made my day. It truly did. And it just put a boost in my stuff. So I got a freaking Jinbei. Isn't he cute? Oh my god, it is just the cutest thing in the world. Like, when I got this, I was screaming because he's so cute. And Jinbei's my favorite character, by the way. Okay, so with my characters, I don't have a favorite, like an all-time favorite, but something about Jinbei and the voice actor who voice acts Jinbei in the dub version, I love how he talks. I think he is just a fish man full of wisdom, and I think they did a great job adding him to the crew, because I think that's it was one of the missing links in the Straw Hat crews, in my opinion. Jinbei is just one of those characters. He's the elder of the group, like, you know, like Brooke and Frankie, and I wouldn't call Frankie and Robin, you know, elders, but I think they need someone that's been through both worlds, you know, the old school and the new school, and Jinbei is that dude. When my significant other told me about Jinbei, I was like, who is this guy? Who is Jinbei? What kind of name is Jinbei? But of course, I watched the series and I started seeing him. I was like, he is so inspirational. It's like, if I were to meet him in real life, obviously he's not real, I know he would spit some serious wisdom on me about life. And you know, he's strong, he's brave, and he just has a heart full of gold, and he just loves his crew. And that's amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I just wanted to say thank you again for watching my videos. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm somewhat back, and you will be getting new material from me. And I am studying, but I'm not studying Japanese right now. I'm studying something else. So if you're interested in what I'm studying right now, check out the next video when it comes out. It might come out sooner than you think. Alright guys, this is Chrissy's Language Corner signing out. Bye bye.